want to take a moment to explain some of the things that happen on TikTok, but with scripture. So in Matthew 12, the Pharisees specifically asked Jesus, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? And they did so deceitfully that they may accuse him. Because according to the Old Testament laws, you were not to do anything on the Sabbath. And Jesus answers back within the character of God. But the people on TikTok are doing the very same things. There are two particular people that I have been on with live several times. They put a question up in their live, such as, is once saved, always saved a lie? Come up and discuss it. And when they do that, they're not looking for true knowledge. They're not looking for you to truly give them knowledge and learn. They're looking for that so they can pin you in the corner and accuse you, just as the Pharisees did to Jesus. Even when I would get up in the box with them and talk to them and try to give them scripture, they would interrupt me, they would change the subject, and they would ask me questions so that they may accuse me. And it's a huge demonic spirit. It's a huge, demonic spirit in this that is trying to lead people astray and take control, because control is not of God, it is of Satan. And in this, they are dominating you, that you must be forced to believe what they believe. And one time I was listening to a girl trying to come against one of these spirits, and she didn't know what she was coming against. And it eventually wore her down, where she almost started believing what the man was saying. And I got up in the box and I started coming against it, because I have already experienced it. I have already seen it. And therefore, I am not going to allow it to bring someone down and control them. The problem is with these people is that they sound godly. They sound like what they are saying is right. But Proverbs and Jeremiah 12:6 and then Proverbs 26:25 tells us, though they speak graciously, believe them not, for they hold 7 abominations in their heart. And that deceit in order to accuse you is one of those abominations. And it's a heart that plans wickedness, that runs to do evil. As we are told, I think it's in Proverbs 6 where we see the 7 abominations. And so even though they talk nice, even though they talk godly and they seem like they know what they're doing, they're not there to actually teach you and guide you. They're there to accuse you, control you, pin you in a corner. And then in that control, in that pinning you in a corner, they force you to submit to what they want you to know. Think of a dark abuser in a relationship. They will dominate you. They will yell at you. They will accuse you of stuff that is untrue. They will gaslight you. They will make you feel crazy. And eventually it wears down on you, where you start believing it and you start submitting to it. And that's exactly what the enemy is doing through these people. So be very, very cautious of whose lives you go into and whose lives you go up into the box in order to come against these deceits and lies. You better be extremely strong in God and in your faith and in what you believe before doing so, because otherwise, if you are not firm enough, you may end up being controlled into submitting to something that is not of God.